Protect PA Quilt Project that's now 50 feet long. This project started about 6 months ago. Today we're on the Forey family farm. We're grateful for the Foreys for allowing us to host this event here. We'll be hearing from them as well in just a few minutes. Why don't we start with Melinda Clatterbuck, who is a board member and one of the founders of Lancaster Against Pipelines, and she's going to make a few comments to get us started.
Lancaster Against Pipelines started 2 years ago, and we've been working tirelessly to do whatever we can to push back against the industry who wants to export the natural gas that would be going through this pipeline. So thank you for coming. Please continue to support us. What you see behind me is a quilt that lots of hands have put together. We decided as Lancastrians that we wanted to create something beautiful out of the ugliness of this imposition of a pipeline proposal, and you see how far it's grown so far. The next person who's going to speak was one of our main quilters. She's a quilter anyway, and she designed a way that we could easily put quilt pieces together that people donated their time, their energy, and with each square, it's their signature and their statement that they stand with us against the pipeline.
Yeah, and then over there. Step right here.
Oh, okay. Good morning. My name is Grace Warmenham. I'm a member of Lancaster Against Pipelines. For the last 6 months, we have been receiving 12-inch squares of fabric that people have taken the time to design and express their feelings about this pipeline. Whether it's anger at the gas companies or love for the community that is going to be so significantly affected by the pipeline coming through, whether they're some 78-year-olds with certain feelings about it, or if they're children who don't understand why the trees have to be cut down.
We want to thank everybody for coming. Many of you, this affects indirectly, but our family, this affects directly. Our family has preserved these farms. We did not preserve them for any other purpose than agriculture. The pipelines constructed, that could hurt the yield as well as the environment. We use spring water for all our animals and for ourselves. We don't want to see anything happen to our natural resources that we've been blessed with. And we want to make sure that since we preserved the farm, that future generations have the same blessing that we have with the quality of water, ground, soil, and yields. The construction of the pipeline damages my yields. It will for a couple years, yes. The operation of the pipeline will affect yields, quality of the crops, water for years to come. When we preserved, we were told it's 1 day longer than eternity. The pipeline's constructed, the damage is 1 day longer than that.
I think a really shocking bit of information. So this quilt represents, it's a 50-foot quilt, represents the 50-foot permanent right-of-way that Williams would own through 35 miles of Lancaster County, whether it's through preserved farm or woodlands or neighborhoods besides schools. But this, for 35 miles, 50 feet wide, is 9.5 million square feet. So it would be 9.5 million quilt squares that are represented to represent the amount of land that would be in the permanent right-of-way. So, and if you consider the 100-foot construction zone that would be cleared of topsoil and all vegetation for this pipeline, that's what, 19 million square feet. So if every single person in the state of Pennsylvania contributed a quilt square, in the whole state of Pennsylvania, it wouldn't cover the amount of land that would be affected permanently just in Lancaster County by this project. So our next speaker is Karen Dickerson, who is the Director of Communications and Marketing for Lancaster Farmland Trust. It's an honor for us to have her here today.
Lancaster Farmland Trust would like to show our support for the Quilt Project, all the owners of preserved farms, and especially the Forey family. Lancaster County residents understand the importance of land to the residents of Lancaster County, and especially our agricultural heritage. We also boast the highest quality agricultural soils in the country, and we believe that this rich soil should not be sacrificed to a private company's benefit. The Forey family and other farmers and owners of preserved farms are the caretakers and stewards of our land, because their actual livelihood depends on farming and the high quality and productive soils that we are blessed here with in Lancaster County. The residents have made a huge commitment to farmland preservation and a huge investment, and we think that investment should be respected for future generations. And the Trust remains committed to helping owners of preserved farms who love their land so much.
Part of the Sierra Club's mission talks about enlisting humanity to protect our natural and human environment. I think that's exactly what LAP is doing, and it's up to us to listen and to stand with LAP and fight the Atlantic Sunrise Pipeline. Thank you.
Early on, we took a 5x5 panel and went to Washington, D.C., where the people from Beyond Extreme Energy were ending their hunger fast to protest FERC's rubber stamping of these pipelines. I then took the quilt, David Jones and myself went down to Roanoke to a Flatline the Pipeline Festival. The quilt has been to New Jersey to a meeting of the Penn East Pipeline. And that's what this quilt is about. It's about taking our message to other groups that are doing the same thing so that we can figuratively and literally stitch our stories together.
I also want to say that, you know, the gas industry, they often say they're just a, hey Tim, someone's coming behind you. They often say, well, there's just a handful of people against this pipeline making a lot of noise. And what this quilt says is, there's not just a handful of people making a lot of noise. This is a movement that across the county, across demographics, people are passionate about protecting Lancaster County because of all the things we love about it. So we ask everyone to do your part, find a way to join in this fight, and we frankly don't believe a pipeline is going to come through this county. So thanks for coming out today. We appreciate it. Make a quilt square if you haven't, if you want to talk to someone about that as well. Thanks a lot.